So the side of my truck has no damages. All right, my amber multi-purpose light, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, is working and is clean. All right, now we're going to go to our door. Just open up your door and you're going to tell them that your inner and outer seals are properly mounted and secured with no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. All right, you have your door hinges, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, and your door latches correctly. All right, on down to your def tank, pull this down. My def tank is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, or leaking. It does have a cap and is tight. All right, down to your steps, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, and clear and free of any debris. All right, now we're going to go back to our fuel tank. My fuel tank is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, or leaking. It does have a metal cap with a metal chain, and it is tight. All right, now we're going to tell them that we have our exhaust properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, and no black soot to indicate any leaking. All right, so when you do this part, just step in between your truck and your trailer here. On your test, it's going to be hooked up together, okay?
Okay.
So now you have your drive shaft. Come back to your drive shaft right here. All right, your drive shaft, your catwalk, and your steps, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, and clear and free of any debris. All right. So now you're going to tell them about your frame and your cross member, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, no illegal welds. So now we're going to go into our suspension. So now we have a control arm hanger, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, down to our control arm, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or shifted. No loose or missing U-bolts. All right.
All right.
Our shock, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or leaking. And our airbag is properly mounted and secured with no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. All right, so on test day, guys, like I said, you're going to stand in between here. All right, you are going to be hooked up. All right, so it's going to be a little, little space there.
Right.
Just lean down and look and tell them what you see. Right, exactly. So our torque arm, all right, Seth. Good job, Seth. Our torque arm, properly mounted and secured. All right, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, so just basically, remember, just look down and tell them what you see. All right, once you know all the parts and you go over it enough, it's just simple as just tell them what you're looking at. All right. All right, so now we're going to go into our brake system. All right, so our brake hose, brake line, air hose. All right, properly mounted and secured with no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks. All right, now on test day, guys, you can tell him from the other side as well. You can point to the other side because you can see it a little bit better, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Same thing with the front. If
Correct.
we do one side on the front, is he going to ask us on the same?
No.
Okay.
No. Just if you can see it better, like on the trailer and on B, just tell him you can see it better. I'm going to show you on this side, sir. Okay? All right, he's not going to care. So, all right, so our brake chamber, after our air hose, we have our brake chamber. All right, brake chamber is probably mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No loose or missing clamps. There's one clamp and here's another. All right.
Okay.
No holes, dents. All right, and then your push rod slack adjuster, which is right behind. All right, push rod slack adjuster. All right, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and moves no more than 1 inch when pulled. Okay. All right, now you're going to go into your drums and shoes. All right, so over here, this is your drum.
Yep.
Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no holes. All right. And then your shoes. All right. Not worn dangerously thin. There's your shoes on your drum. All right, so now we're going to our tires. All right, just like on A, it's just you got two of them now, so you have to tell him both. So both tires, right? Both tires, properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks to the sidewall or to the tread. They are worn evenly across the top with at least two 32nd inch tread depth. There's nothing in between them and they are not rubbing. All right, so now both rims, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and not welded. Both valve stems, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or leaking. Both have a metal cap. All right. If I were to check the air pressure, I would do so with an air pressure gauge. All right, now to my lug nuts, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. All right, no rust trails, shiny streaks indicate any looseness. All right, and make sure that your bolt holes are not cracked or distorted. All right, into our axle seal and hub, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, been or broken, filled to the proper level, and not leaking. All right, now remember, right here, you just want to stop. Take a minute, take a breath. All right, think about it. Did I get everything? All right, could be something simple as a valve stem cap. All right, your torque arm, which we about forgot. All right, thanks to Seth, we got it. Anything. If you think you missed something, even if, man, I think I said it, I'm just not quite sure, say it again. Okay? Because now you're going to tell him, Mr. Examiner, I would inspect my third axle the same as I did my second. But guess what? Here's the kicker. You miss something on the second axle, you're going to miss it on the third. So that would be double the points. So don't cost yourself any extra points if not necessary. All right? Just think about it. All right? Now, that's not to say if you draw D, pre-trip D, which is the whole truck, you get down to C and you're thinking, oh crap, Mr. Examiner, I forgot the torque arm up there on B. Can I show you that real quick? That's asking. Go back, show it to him real quick. Okay. Just because you moved on doesn't mean you can't mention, oh, Mr. Examiner, on A, I forgot, man, the water pump. Can I show you where that's at real quick?
Before you finish,
You know, but it's belt driven, by the way, and the belts are, you know, no more than 3/4 inch play, no cracks or frays. But I want to show you where it's at real quick. All right, just ask him. Okay. It's better to ask than to just keep going and cost yourself points. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So once you tell him that, all right, you're going to move on to your mud flap and your hanger. Okay. My mud flap and hanger, properly mounted and secured. All right, not cracked, been or broken, and not dragging the ground. Obviously they are now because it's not aired up. All right. So now you're going to tell him about your lights. All right. You have your red stop, red turn signal, red 4-way flasher, and my white reverse light. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. They are clean and working. All right, so that is pre-trip B. Okay, just remember, if you think you forgot something, just go back and say it.